Imagine a future where cities run on clean energy, cars don't pollute, and the air is as fresh as a mountain breeze. Sounds like a sci-fi dream, right? Well, what if I told you, this is actually possible? And the race to make it happen is happening right now. But here's the catch. If we don't hit net zero soon, we could be looking at climate disasters, rising sea levels, and food shortages faster than we think. So, what's this race to net zero all about? And can we actually win? Stick around because we're diving into the biggest innovations, the biggest challenges, and most importantly, what you can do to be a part of it. Let's go! What is net zero? Net zero means balancing the amount of carbon dioxide we emit with the amount we remove from the atmosphere. Imagine filling a bathtub with water. If the drain can't keep up, the tub overflows, just like excess carbon is overheating our planet. To reach net zero, we need to reduce emissions by using clean energy, electric vehicles, and sustainable practices, and remove carbon through forests, carbon capture, and new technologies. The goal? Stop global warming before it's too late. Many countries and companies aim for net zero by 2050, but will we get there in time? Why net zero matters. Imagine your daily life as a giant bathtub. Every time you drive a gas-powered car, use electricity from fossil fuels, or even buy groceries transported from far away, you're turning on the tap and filling the tub with carbon dioxide. Now, nature, through trees, oceans, and soil, acts like a drain, slowly removing carbon dioxide from the air. But here's the problem. We're adding way more carbon dioxide than nature can drain. Net zero is like making sure the amount of water going down the drain equals the amount coming in, so we don't flood the planet with heat-trapping gases. By switching to clean energy, planting more trees, and using greener technology, we can stop the overflow and create a cooler, safer future for everyone. Green innovations. The future is now. The future of green tech is mind-blowing. Imagine a world where cars run on hydrogen, factories suck carbon out of the air, and buildings generate their own electricity. Well, guess what? That future is already happening. Companies like Climeworks are using carbon capture tech to literally vacuum CO2 from the atmosphere, while automakers like Tesla and Rivian are making EVs faster and cleaner than ever. Compare that to the past, when coal and oil ruled the world, choking our skies with pollution. Today, we have solar-powered highways, wind farms floating on oceans, and even algae-based biofuels. These innovations aren't just cool, they're our best shot at saving the planet. The real question is, are we moving fast enough? Let's find out. How big companies are racing to net zero. Big companies like Apple, Tesla, and Google are making bold net zero promises. But are they walking the talk or just greenwashing? Apple claims to be carbon neutral by 2030, but some argue they just offset emissions instead of cutting them. Tesla is pushing EVs, but what about the environmental impact of battery production? And Google? They're running on 100% renewable energy but still rely on data centers that consume massive power. Some are making real progress, others just look good on paper. So the question is, are these pledges legit or just clever marketing? The role of governments and policies. Can governments actually save the planet? That's the big question behind agreements like the Paris Agreement and COP summits, where world leaders promise to cut emissions and keep global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius. But here's the catch. Promises don't cut carbon, actions do. Some countries are investing in clean energy, banning gas cars and taxing pollution, while others drag their feet. And guess what? These policies affect you, from energy bills to the cars you drive and even the food you eat. With climate disasters on the rise, governments hold the power to fast-track solutions. But will they step up, or will it be too little, too late? Sustainable living hacks. What you can do. Want to save the planet without turning your life upside down? It's easier than you think. Small changes like swapping meat for plant-based meals once a week, biking instead of driving, or even just unplugging devices when not in use, can make a huge difference. Think reusable bags don't help? They do. And no, you don't need solar panels to live sustainably. Just choosing energy-efficient appliances or supporting brands that go green already puts you ahead. From influencers sharing zero-waste hacks to everyday people growing their own food, sustainable living is not just a trend, it's a movement. Ready to join in? Let's bust the myths and make going green fun. The climate crisis. What happens if we fail? Imagine this. It's the year 2050. The sky is thick with smoke, Wildfires rage across continents, and once thriving cities are drowning under rising seas. Crops are failing, fresh water is running out, and heat waves so intense they melt roads have become the new normal. Sounds like a sci-fi apocalypse? It's not. This is the reality we're racing toward if we fail to act on climate change. Every flood, every drought, every wildfire we see today is a warning, a direct consequence of burning fossil fuels and pumping CO2 into the air. But here's the scariest part. We're running out of time to stop it. Will we choose action or catastrophe? The future is still in our hands, but not for long. Will we win the race to net zero? The future is a fork in the road, so which path will we take? In one world we win the race to net zero, cities run on clean energy, electric cars fill the streets, and nature thrives again. Air pollution, gone, extreme weather, under control. But in the other world, we fail. Our planet chokes on carbon, disasters become unstoppable, and life as we know it unravels. The good news? The choice is still ours. Governments, businesses, and everyday people, yes you, have the power to tip the scales. The question isn't can we reach net zero, it's will we move fast enough? The race is on, and the future is waiting. Conclusion. What do you think? Will we reach net zero in time, or is it just wishful thinking? Let's start the conversation in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on more awesome facts from Wizzy Facts. See you in the next one.